What's up, guys? This is a 2026 Ford F350 King Ranch. Now this is a new color for 2026, Argon Blue. However, I want to show it with the Marsh Gray, but I also want to talk about what is Ford going to do to be able to compete for 2026. I borrowed this truck from Ken Garff Ford here in West Valley, Utah. Be sure to text Ken down below if you would like to take a look at it. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see some of the options and features on this build. At the very top is the description. Here's a short listing of the standard features. And then here's all the options. So Argon Blue is $395. High output is $13,495. And this one does have the 355 with the locker in the rear. So this is considered max tow. FX4, rapid heat. I mean, this has pretty much all the nice features you would like to see on a truck, including that twin panel moonroof, outfitter switches. Now, base price is $79,075. Destination is $25,995 for a total price of $101,045. What are you guys' thoughts on this color combination? Marsh Gray looks so good with Star White. I would 100% rock the two-tone in that configuration. I did a video on the trimmer King Ranch and I thought it looked great. However, for the blue, it's not bad, but it's not my favorite. However, it would be okay if they would just make it flow, because you guys know this is the stone gray from the 2020 to 2023 trucks. And the wheels have a different color scheme going on. Also, you have a little bit more stone gray right here. So I'm not sure why Ford has not got with the times and made this truck flow better. So I don't know, for 101 grand they can do more. Now here I'll make a case for the Ford. I'll make one case. Now the wheels, I'll give them this. The wheels could match some of the Java interior, right? Does that match? That's direct sunlight right there. That possibly could match the wheels, right? But the stone gray is just, it's got to go. Like, they have to start matching that with whatever color they're putting down below, because even when they had the what was that bronze color last year, I can't remember the name of it now. It was I'm not even gonna try to guess it now, but yeah, it didn't match that color either. So with the Marsh Gray, this is a nice color. They should just let it flow better. And I'm not against them just doing a whole, you know, chrome wheel or whatever, just to get rid of that paint on the wheels. Not my favorite. But I think that if you really have to like sell yourself, because the interior is just fire. I love this truck for the interior. And hopefully Ford will do something really soon where they give us this interior as an option on like a platinum trim, because I have friends who love the King Ranch. They just don't really want the two-tone paint. And that's kind of why I titled this video this way, because I wanted to show you guys this King Ranch, but I also wanted to discuss this because Ford has done a phenomenal job. Back in 2023, I tried to order a Ford just simply because I liked what they did. And their gas engines are great, their diesel engines are great. The diesel's still at the top of the food chain. No one has come close to dethroning the high output power stroke. Even the standard output power stroke has more horsepower and torque than the competitors, which is so funny when it comes down to not Ram's torque obviously, but GM on the Chevy and GMC side of the house. But what can Ford do to really keep it going? Because I think this 2026 model year, based off what we see, this is going to be the year of the deals for the Super Duty. I think if you're in the market and you've waited this long, if you're ready to get a Ford Super Duty, I think this is the year to get the best deal, because what are you getting over the 2025, 2024 model years that you already didn't have? And that's why I think if you already own a Super Duty, there's really no point in really upgrading unless you just want to just get one more truck. Maybe you're thinking about doing a weight loss program like I did and you want to keep it forever. But yes, the Ford Super Duty is pretty much coming into 2026 the exact same truck as the last years. Now, I would love to see first and foremost, I love the King Ranch, one of my favorite trucks. I would like to see this truck become a package for the Platinum. Just simply because if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is a Platinum Plus here. But if you don't know, this truck does have projector headlights, okay? You cannot get projector headlights on the King Ranch. See what I'm saying? So this truck at $101,000 can pretty much resemble an XLT with LED headlights. And that's what I don't like about this truck is I feel as though they kind of cheapen it a little bit. Also, I would like to see more satin finish versus the chrome too, but that's not a big deal. If you're gonna get a King Ranch, chrome is just a part of your packaging. It's just how it works. I mean, the applique here is a satin finish, so that's why I would think it would just match better overall. Now, obviously, two-tone. I told you guys about that white and marsh gray right here. That truck is still here, by the way. This is probably the truck I would buy for sure if I were getting a Ford Super Duty. I love the look of this truck, guys. With the trimmer package on 35s, it's just killer. And this looks so much better than the color that it replaced last year. It looks so good. But yeah, King Ranch trimmer package with that interior, absolute fire. Now, most of you guys have heard about the larger displacement diesels that are coming. Now, you guys, if you don't remember, back in 2024, I think I read an article about them changing the standards for diesel engines for 27-28 model year. And that's why GM, Ford, and Ram have been in talks of doing larger displacement diesels simply because they had to keep going and keep making these trucks perform at the level that they do with the new emission standards. I don't see that happening, however. Now, I've heard about a hybrid powertrain option for the Super Duties, and that might be pretty interesting. Now, it won't be a diesel. I'd be shocked if it were, but I can see that being linked with a 6.8 liter gas or even a 7.3 liter. But yeah, Ford doesn't need to do much to their powertrains because they're, again, at the top of their food chain. Whether you buy gas or diesel, they have the most horsepower, most torque, and they're pretty overbuilt engines for the most part. The only thing is their packaging. I think that Ford can do a better job with their packaging. Their pricing is just insane. When you look at a Ford compared to GM, or I would say Chevy, it's just, Chevy's just better priced. And obviously, yes, you cannot get certain options on the Chevy that you can get on the Ford, but for some people, at the end of the day, this is a pickup truck, right? And if you're after price, and a lot of people talk about price, Chevy has Ford beat. And that's the main reason why I think that they should make the King Ranch a package for the Platinum. That way you can get all the nice features that this truck has. And basically, if you're at 100 grand, at least you're getting the same features, because I feel as though you're getting shortchanged on their trucks. And they can definitely fix that for the King Ranch. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite trucks. The interior speaks for itself. I like the idea of this interior. Has a nice look to it, has real wood. And they really did a great job speccing it, because your A, B, and C pillars are finished in the brown, including your liner on the roof is brown, so it just matches. And they have black carpet, and some of the paneling inside the doors is black, but because it's already a dark interior, it does flow. You guys see even at the top of the dash there, I mean, look at the attention to detail. Like, even the two-tone leather, they just did a great job on this truck. Ram decided to go backwards with the Longhorn, so this is probably the truck I would like to get. And because this diesel option is so reliable, if you're someone looking to maybe do weight loss program, I feel confident. If you wait a year, I would wait 1 year. Obviously, make sure your truck is good to go. Make sure that there's no gremlins in that first year. And once you get out of that first year, 15,000 miles or so, that's where you can probably start doing some pretty big upgrades to the truck to make it more reliable. But yes, I like what Ford has done. Can't wait to see what they do next, because there's not much they can do to this truck that would obviously affect the price. And so that's where Ford has to put on their thinking cap, because this is at the top of the food chain. They do have the most power, but adding more power may not be the best way to go until they start maybe going to bigger displacement engines. The more power you add to an engine, obviously you're going to start breaking things. So now you have to make things bigger and stronger. So what does that spell in the grand scheme of things? Money. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section, because I don't know what Ford can really do in regards to this truck, because there's so much that I like about it. I just like this trim level, and I would like to see it a part of the platinum trim, so that way I can get all those features that they have. And I know some of you guys are hopeful that one day you'll see these trucks get delivered without all this junk on here, but I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna happen. It would take a miracle for it to happen, and even then I don't see it happening, simply because there's just too much that has to happen first before they start removing EGR, DEF. If I had to choose a system on this truck to go first, the first thing I would choose is DEF, for sure. I would love to get rid of DEF, because at that point EGR can be tuned out easily, right? Same thing goes for your DPF. I would say DEF and DPF, would love to see those things go away, because those things are the biggest killer, I would say, on the emission side of things. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to show you guys the numbers before we end off. Gross axle weight rating in the front is 5,600 pounds. The rear is 7,230 pounds. Gross vehicle rating is 12,000 pounds. And you guys see the wheels are 20 by 8 wide and 3J axle code. All-in payload is 3,895 pounds. 60 psi for the front tires, 80 psi for the rear. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully I'll be doing more videos later on in 2026 on these trucks too. And maybe I'll do a comparison with the King Ranch and the Platinum, so that way you guys can see the differences again. See you guys soon.